With the Tucson gem sale coming up once again, I figured now's a good time to share my misadventures from last year. So, welcome to Weird Stuff That I Found in Tucson, a series where I succumb to the creeping madness of the desert and talk about the rocks that I purchased along the way. For those unaware, this is the Tucson Gem Show. It is a rock sale to end all rock sales. Ragnarok, if you will. But instead of the end times, we have stone vendors who take over the city of Tucson, Arizona for a couple weeks. I sure hope you don't want to rent a hotel because all of them are filled with rocks inside and out. Nowhere is safe from rocky inclusions. Every single facet and pocket of the city is full of them, so you may as well come with me and let the madness incubate together. Two things right off the bat. First off, I am terrified of flying. Second, it's weird to see a city laid out this neatly, because where I come from, the roadmap is almost non-Euclidean. Either way, there's an old saying that you don't save money by flying into Tucson, so we land in Phoenix and then take a car ride through some vast, featureless plains. Okay, that's not exactly true. There's an old cement mixer that someone painted to look like a space pod. I had to look that up later because I only saw it for a brief instant, and since we're near the airport, I just assumed one of the Boeings lost another jet engine. Man, this video is going nowhere fast. Anyway, we check into our horrible hotel. Don't worry, we'll talk more about that later. And then we head off to do some recon, because one of the best pieces of advice that we got about this sale was to spend the first few days just looking at stuff and not making any big purchases. And this is especially important if this is the first time you're going there like it was for us. Because what will inevitably happen is you'll find a vendor that has the most earth-shaking, amazing thing you've ever seen in your entire life, and you'll buy it, and then you'll walk like 10 feet and find a vendor who is selling a better specimen for less money. And then you'll start seeing them everywhere because it turns out that thing is actually not that uncommon, and there's like 50 vendors at this sale alone who are selling it. Well, that or you might encounter a type of chicanery that I'll talk more about on day 5. That being said, none of that stopped me from buying this ghost that I found inside of a tent that someone set up in a parking lot. It's made of labradorite, and it was only $5, so I figured why not. With that rule broken, there is now a ghost in me who wants to say I'm sorry. But that doesn't mean I'm sorry because the next thing I did was buy a piece of boulder opal. Surprisingly, it was around the same price as that ghost, and that's when I realized that this place is significantly cheaper than any rock sale I have ever been to in my entire life. I now understand that many vendors will buy their stuff here and then sell it elsewhere. After this week, I am unable to look at local gem sales the same way anymore. Anyway. I love this kind of boulder opal. It looks innocuous at first until you shift it around in the light, and then you'll see little flashes of lightning just sparkling at you. Kind of like how astronauts will see specks of light when they close their eyes in space due to the cosmic radiation zooming through their bodies. But that's all for today. I promise day 2 will be a lot more interesting because we actually had the whole day to look around that time. In the meantime, here's something really cool that I wish I had bought because I didn't see anyone selling it the rest of the week. Though, in my defense, at that time, my only thought was, man, I really hope that my corrupt idiot government doesn't do something to recontextualize this entire clip by the time I get around to editing it.